Hey guys, welcome back to Coding Stuff, and in this video we're gonna learn how we can create custom radio buttons in Android app. So let me show you the app that we're gonna build. Alright, so here we have some radio buttons. So let me just click on this first option. So as you can see, this looks like a checkbox, but it is working like a radio buttons. Alright, and if I click on this first option from here, yeah, you can see the custom button. Alright, so let me just minimize this and it's going to be simple. Alright, so I have added one color here, as you can see, this color which is purple, and you can use your own color or you can just copy the hex code. Alright, so in the activity main we don't have anything for now, so what I'll do, I'll add an radio group. So radio group, I'll give it an width as a wrap content, height as a wrap content, and I'll also provide orientation as a vertical, and I'll provide it an ID. So ID will be radio group 1. Cool. Then I'll constrain it vertical in parent and start to start of parent. Cool, this one. Alright, so in here we'll have material button. So this one, material button, I'll give it an width and height as a wrap content. I'll provide some text to it, so first option, and then I'll provide a style to it. So style will be checkbox, so we'll use a material checkbox over here, and this will be happy. Cool, so this is simple. In order to create a radio button to look like a checkbox, you just need to add this style and that will be done. Now I'll copy this 2 times and just need to change the text. So second option and third option. Cool, so our first radio group is done. Now I'll just copy this whole radio group and I'll paste it over here. Cool, but instead of radio group 1, this will be radio group 2, and this will be constraint end to end of parent. Cool, and then we can just go to the design mode and select both of this. Then we can right click and use chains. We'll create horizontal chain, so this will be in the center. Cool, so now in here what we need to do, so in order to create a button like this, we actually need some custom drawables. So we're gonna create those custom drawables now. So just click on the drawables, new drawable resource file. First will be radio button bg. Cool, and in this we'll use selector. Let's just collapse the project view, and in selector we'll have an item with state checked. We'll make it true, and if the state is checked, we'll add one drawable here, but we'll come back here later, and we'll create another item for status checked false, and it will also have one drawable. So we'll come back here. Let's just move to the project view and we'll create another drawable which will be radio button checked, and another will be radio button unchecked. So radio button unchecked. Cool, so let's just collapse the project view. So now instead of selector we'll use shape here, and we'll provide a shape of rectangle. So shape rectangle, and we'll use one property which is use levels. We'll make it false, and we'll add stroke here. So stroke of color, we'll use purple color. We'll provide it a width of stroke, so we'll use 2 dp here. You can just play with these values, it's totally depends on the requirements. So, and we'll also provide the size to it. So I'll give it 18 dp and height as 18 dp, and lastly we'll also add the corners. So corners radius, we'll give it a 3 dp corner. Cool, so this is done. Now we'll move to the radio button checked, and in the radio button checked we'll use layer list. So layer list, and this will be same, so I'll just use this shape. I'll copy it, and in here we'll create one item and we'll paste this one. Cool. We'll just delete this. Cool, and this will be happy. So now we need another item, so I'll just write item and I'll scroll it. Cool. So in the items we'll provide some margin, so from the top of, let's say, 4 dp, from bottom 4 dp, from left 4 dp, and from the right 4 dp, so 4 dp. Cool. And in this we'll have a shape, so shape will be rectangle, again rectangle, and use levels. We'll make it false, and inside this, let me just scroll it so you can look it. So I'll provide corners to it again, and corners will be 3 dp, similar, and we'll also provide solid color to it, so solid, and we'll use purple color again. Cool. So yeah, this looks cool. Again we can add some padding to this, so Android padding equals to 3 dp. Cool, and this looks cool to me. Now we can just go to the radio button BG, and here we can set our drawables that we created just now. So this will be radio button checked, and this will be radio button unchecked. Cool. So we are done with the resources and creating the drawables. Now we can just set this background to these buttons. Alright, so here we come, and I'll make our background as a null and button as a null, button Android button @null, and I'll use drawable start. So drawable start will be radio button BG. Cool, and I'll provide some padding to it. So drawable padding, I'll use 12 dp value here, and you can play with these values again. So yeah, this looks cool to me. I'll just copy these things and I'll paste it over here and over here. Cool. So we are done. Again, you can just go to the main activity. You can find the ID. So find, you just write find web ID, and this will be radio group i.id dot radio group 1. You can add on check change listener to it. Okay, set on check change listener. Yeah, and here you get radio group, I guess. Yeah, group and checked ID. Cool, and you can have when statements over here, and you can compare the checked ID. So I'll just write r.id dot. I guess we didn't provide IDs there, but I hope you can do that. Just write, let me just do it with this one. So this will be ID radio button 1, and I'll just copy this, I'll paste it over here. This will be radio button 2, and lastly this one, this will be radio button 3. Cool, and we can go to the main activity, and here you can write radio button 1 if this is the checked ID. And again, similarly, I'll just copy this, paste it. This will be radio button 2, and this will be radio button 3. Here you can show one toast. So toast dot make text will provide an context to this. So this and message will be first option, and you can provide the length, so then short, and then lastly dot show. Cool, I'll just copy this I'll paste it over here and I'll paste it over here. This will be second option and this will be third option. Alright, so I have done with this radio group and I hope you can do it with this radio group too. So let's just run our app and we'll check it's working or not. So our application has been installed and let's just click on this first option. Cool, so this is working and let's just click on this first option. You'll see the toast and let's just click on the third option and second option. Alright, so yeah, that's working. So that's it for this video. Do subscribe and thank you for watching.